how to price your wedding photography for high-end couples. What's up, guys? Jordan Caresses here, co-owner of the WLMA, the most result-based business mastermind for wedding photographers and filmmakers worldwide, helping a ton of our students scale to the multiple six figures. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how exactly we structure our pricing so we can attract those $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 clients who are willing to pay that type of money for your wedding photography or filmmaking. And I'm actually taking this video straight from one of our paid courses so you can get straight to the real good info. Not vague, no fluff, getting straight to the good stuff. But before I begin, please be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell so you don't miss out on more of our content. And if you want to learn about one of our private groups on how we're helping wedding photographers and filmmakers get to that six-figure and multiple six-figure level, text the word SCALE to the number on the screen and we'll send you all the details. Anyways, let's dive into the pricing strategies. What's up, guys? So before we get into the inquiry templates, how we handle our wedding consultations and sales process, we first have to make sure how your pricing is correct and it's optimized and laid out to leverage higher ticket prices as well. So in this lesson, I'm going to be going over pricing options, the pros and cons, and actual examples on how you can lay out your pricing, etc. So let's dive right in. So there are basically three ways that you can do your pricing. I'm going to show you those three ways, the pros and cons, what to do, what not to do. One of the options is a la carte. Now, a la carte, I do not recommend doing at all. And the reason is because there's too many options, it's confusing, and when there's too many options, and there's a lot of choices that they can have, this creates decision fatigue. And pretty much the more choices that you have, the more decision fatigue that you create, the easier it is for the prospect to say no, because they don't know what options to choose. Pretty much when it comes to you go to a restaurant that has like 20 pages on their menu. It's super difficult to decide what you want because you get decision fatigue. Maybe you end up going to a totally different restaurant. But when you think of things like Chipotle, when it comes to Chipotle, they have like 3-4 options that you can choose: taco, burrito, quesadilla, and whatever you want in there. When we have options that look more like that, it's easier to decide what you want and to get a customer for them to give you money. One of the options is the one price option. This is the simplest option that you can do, but it's a lot harder to upsell. So it is a great option that you can do if you just want to make sure you're getting that sale. Maybe you have a great upselling process afterwards, but it doesn't reel in those higher ticket clients to those higher ticket packages as easily. So this is where we get into packages. This is what we've experienced to be the best option. It's simple, it's easy to upsell, it's easy to get people in the door who are not sure what their pricing range is yet. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is what you want to do, especially if you want to reel in those higher ticket clients and everything. So how to create packages. You typically want 3 to 4 packages, no more than 4. And this is literally an example of what it can look like. And keep in mind, this is just a template. This is just an example. You can change up these things on what works for your business. So let's say we do 3 packages. It might look like this. You can name it whatever you want. I just named this one Treasure. And I said that this was $9,800. If you have a great brand and you have great work, you eventually want to get to these higher ticket prices. So let's say we made this $9,800. Yours could be less, it could be more. For this, we're going to say, it's a full day coverage, especially if they're putting that much money. Maybe if you don't want to do full day because certain things can happen, you can make that a 12-hour day coverage. We'll add a second photographer there. We'll add a videographer or 2 videographers. That's going to be a huge incentive to get to those really higher end packages. So if you're a videographer or if you're a photographer, adding what you normally don't offer. So if you're a photographer with those higher end packages, adding a videographer. If you're a videographer, adding a photographer in that higher end package. Let's say you sell albums. You could add album credits, more album credits into that album. Maybe you add in rehearsal dinner coverage. If they don't want that, you can replace it with a post-connection session, which is a bride and groom session the day after the wedding. Engagement session, the online gallery, and let's say to spice it up a little bit more, you add a 30x40 fine art galleria. That could be like a metal print. That could be like a canvas, but something really high-end, something really beautiful. Now, When we present these packages, you're presenting the highest one first, because that sets as an anchor. If you aren't talking to those super high-end clients, this is going to make your other packages look cheaper. And for your higher end clients, when they see this, this is what's going to attract them. Now, after we show the second package, we're going to dive into our middle package. And whenever we share our middle package or our middle two packages, there are two things we're doing. One, we're mentioning that this is the most popular package. We are social, which it most likely is. We are social proofing that package, so most people know this is the one that most people book. And secondly, what we're doing is we're making sure these middle two packages are what we call the minimum viable product. This has everything that they need and not really much more. So that's why it becomes the most popular package. So let's say you just have one, you can make this 8 hours of coverage, which is pretty normal on what most people actually need, from bridal prep to reception. A second photographer, maybe you don't have a second photographer. A long time ago, my most popular package was just me. And then maybe you have the very minimum album credits, maybe 1,500, 1,000 album credits, which usually covers like 10 or 15 spreads. An engagement session and an online gallery. So you may take out certain things from this, you may add certain things from this, but you pretty much want this to be your minimum viable product, has everything they need and not much more to make it the most popular package. And as you can see, these price jumps, they make sense as well. And now we're getting to our basic package over here. And I actually will often call this basic because this is something that we don't want people to book. We add it in there because it gets people in the door when we share our starting price. But usually, I'll keep that at around 5 hours of coverage and an online gallery. And as you can see, it just totally makes sense. If this is already at 5,500, why not just jump to this and get so much bang for our buck? And so that's what your packages can look like. Screenshot this, change it up to your needs on what makes sense for how you run your business. Now, some important notes when it comes to these packages. You always want to make sure you're sharing these packages from highest to lowest, because that highest one is the anchor and it's going to make the other ones look cheaper. Number 2, the list should visually get smaller. Obviously, when you share your prices, you're going to add this. Maybe you put it on Canva, you make it look really pretty. It's not just going to be on a simple Google Doc like this. But the list should visually get shorter. And as you go through your prices and your packages, you want to make sure you walk through everything on the list nice and slowly so they don't get decision fatigue. And also, what I mentioned earlier, the middle package should be the minimum viable product. It has everything they need, but not really much extras. So the higher end clients still upgrade to the really juicy, higher end packages. And also, just in case, have a hidden list of a mini a la carte pricing list, just in case. You're not going to show this to them unless for specific clients, there are things that you need to switch around. So that is how we do prices, the pros and cons of these other options, a template that you can copy and change up for yourself to rework your prices. You want to have 3 to 4 packages, really no more than 4. Change up the names to what works out for your brand, and some important keynotes to remember as well. So if you have any questions about this, be sure to use the program community. Let us know what questions you have and we'll answer those for you. And in the next module, we're going to be going over our inquiry response template, and we'll see you there. I hope you found that video from one of our courses on pricing extremely helpful. Be sure to like, comment any questions that you have. I will answer. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on more of our content. And if you want to learn more about our private group that's helping a ton of our students scale to that 6-figure and multiple 6-figure level, text the word scale to the Google Voice number on the screen, and me or someone from our team will send you all the details. See you on the next one.